Hi everyone. Previously, we have learned about the definition of influence. Now, let's focus on influence tactics, which we are going to explore about the types of influence tactics. Let's proceed. There are seven types of influence tactics that you need to know. The first one is silent authority. Next is assertiveness, exchange, coalition formation, persuasion, information control, impression management, and the last one is upward appeal. And these seven types of influence tactics are being divided into two categories, which is soft influence tactics and hard influence tactics. What are they? Let's explore after this. The first one is hard influence tactic, which is someone use their position, power, which is legitimate reward and coercion to force behavior of others. Silent authority, assertiveness, information control, coalition formation, and upward appeal falls under hard influence tactics. While hard infant tactics depend a lot on position, soft infant tactics rely on more personal sources of power, which is referred as expert power, to appeal to the target person attitudes and needs. Impression management, exchange, and persuasion falls under soft infant tactics. If you want to compare between hard and soft infant tactics, it is very clear, which is hard infant tactics rely on force to influence others, while soft infant tactics relying more toward encourage people, influence through encouragement. So next, we are going to explore one by one the definition of these seven types of influence tactics. The first one is silent authority, which is influencing behavior through legitimate power. For example, your boss instructs you to do something and you follow the instruction just because he or she is your boss. So without he or she saying, I am your boss, you need to do that, but you know he or she is your boss and you need to do that work. So silent authority mean in that particular way. The next one is a stiffness. Assertiveness is when someone actively applying legitimate and coercive power by applying pressure or threat to someone in order to influence. This include persistently reminding others about his or her obligation and frequent checking the target's work, confronting the target, and using threat or sanction to force compliance. Number three, information control, which is manipulating someone else's access to information in order to change their behavior. And here we can say that controlling information that include withholding information that is more critical or favorable or distributing information to some people but not to others. For example, a CEO influence their board of directors by selectively feeding and withholding information. Sometimes people do this um, to encourage to avoid conflicts and to encourage decision making effectively. The next one is coalition formation, which is forming a group that attempt to influence others by pooling resources and power of its members. To understand coalition formation, it's just like someone doing something like demonstration to show something very important that need to bring out here in organization. So if we are doing it together, meaning that this is a legitimate issue, this is very important issue, which is you only can do this if someone support you by a group. The next one is upward appeal, relying to the higher authority in order to influence others. So by saying like, the boss will likely agree with my suggestions. So let's do this. So by picking these statements, you can actually influence others to follow you to do something. Next one is persuasion, which is someone using logical argument, factual evidence, emotional appeals in order to convince others to follow or to value of a request. Commonly, people like to work with others who persuade with information, facts, so that people can understand better what they are going to do later. Next is impression management, actively shaping through self-presentation, other means perceptions and attitude that others have on us, which is we are using a soft way to influence others. First, maybe it, we make someone um, like us. You know, it is a strategy to get people um, work with us, you know, so that we can actually influence others effectively later on. That is impression management. The last one is exchange, which is promising benefits or resources in exchange of the target person compliance, which is negotiation can be integral part of exchange influence activities. Normally, I can give like very basic example. So one time you actually replace your friend because he or she has something going on with the family. So the next time you are exchange back because you have something on as well, so you can ask he or her helps because you have helped he or she before this. So that is exchange. So that's all for 7 types of influence tactics. I would say if you want a deeper example and clarification, you can always refer back to your online textbook.